September! If you have watched any of my previous videos, you know I'm a very seasonal boy when it comes to the music I listen to on a day-to-day basis. Seasonal boy! And September to me is a very odd month. Summer's over, the holidays are not in full swing yet, so September is kind of just this void month. Are you a September fan? And September, to me, always seems to be the month that I tend to listen to heavier music. Which got me thinking, when is the first time I ever really heard of heavy metal? BB just came in. Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demon, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. My name is Rick, and today I'm going to talk about where Kiss fits in to heavy metal. Now, I'm going to use the term heavy metal in very, very broad strokes. In fact, I'm going to use the term as the world saw it in 1983. In 1983, I was in the 3rd grade, and that is pretty much when I first heard the term heavy metal. There was a store in our mall called Martin Enterprises, and they sold shirts, bandanas, posters. It was the store I got my very first spiked wristband. It was fluorescent yellow. I probably looked like a fool wearing it, but I loved that thing. I felt like a member of the heavy metal community walking around 3rd grade with a spiked wristband. Can you even do that in school anymore? These times, they are a-changin'. My friends and I loved the Martin Enterprises store so much. It is a place of vintage nostalgia in our hearts. The bands they sold merchandise for, my friends and I have come to term those kind of bands Martin Enterprises rock. And what is Martin Enterprises rock? Google tells us. And by searching heavy metal albums of 1983, you are given a list of what the world considered to be heavy metal in 1983. And again, this is the term heavy metal in very broad strokes. But back then, and even today, the world considered heavy metal albums of 1983 the first Rat record, Metallica, Kill 'Em All, Shout at the Devil, Lick It Up, Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon, Def Leppard, Pyromania, and Night Ranger? Of all of those records, the only record I would really consider to be heavy metal would be Kill 'Em All. Everything else to me in that small list would be considered hard rock or just a rock band. But thinking back to 1983, being in 3rd grade, the term heavy metal, I'm wondering where Kiss fit in to heavy metal in 1983. In 1983, Kiss was really in a turnaround period. The makeup had come off, they had a new member, Bill Aucoin was gone, and it was time for the band to fit into the industry and the genre again. They had left their trademark makeup and were pretty much, although they were an established band, they were brand new in 1983 as the new Kiss. So, where does a 1983 makeup-free Kiss fit in with the likes of Rat, Motley Crue, and Ozzy? My humble opinion only, I don't think Lick It Up compares to those 3 examples. Of anything, Lick It Up would be more in the line of Rat. Shout at the Devil, Bark at the Moon, far heavier than this record. If I was going to compare anything to Shout at the Devil, it would be Creatures of the Night. Lick It Up, although it's a great album, just didn't have the heaviness of Creatures of the Night, and I think, looking at the world from my 3rd grade eyes, heavy metal, this I wouldn't consider heavy metal. Now back then, would I consider Shout at the Devil heavy metal? You guarantee it. Again, my humble opinion only, but there is no better record of the 80s than this record. Classic from beginning to end. This record is a beast. And you have to kind of wonder, Kiss took Motley Crue out during the Creatures of the Night tour. Were they intimidated by Shout at the Devil? Because looking at it, this record is ferocious. This record is very tame in comparison. Do you think the powers that be were sitting on the sidelines analyzing what Motley Crue is doing that is so successful and what Kiss should do with their next release? And perhaps Kiss did take a hint from the Motley Crue playbook. Darker Images, Fire, 1984's Animalize. Darker Images, Fire. Well, looky there. And there is no real point to the discussion I'm having here. It is just me wondering where Kiss fit in to heavy metal in 1983. And in my mind, Lick It Up is not a heavy metal record. It is a straight-on, hard rock record. But when September hits and the Martin Enterprises rock tickles my fancy bone, Animalize and Lick It Up are two of the albums I always go to. These are September favorites in the It's All For You Demon basement. Thank you for hanging with me today. Take care, be safe, never stop having fun, never stop enjoying Martin Enterprises rock, and I will talk to you soon. She's dreaming of Martin Enterprises rock. She's woken up.